Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 12 of my Skylines series Ardes. As you may have recognized, I have another intro music than the last time. That's due to the fact that we are building something kind of different in this episode. We are going away from this very old village look and going into a big downtown area. We will start off with this by building a harbor today, and this harbor will have to aim for a very modern transformed harbor. I will talk a bit more about the transformed when we come to the point of transforming it, because at first we will just place the layout and place all the docks and the dockyards, and yes. So as you can see there, my first aim was to just raise a part of the sea into our top part so that it is land, and we are placing the first roads on it. And I wanted to have something kind of looking from old harbor pictures that I found on Google Chrome, and I just wanted to have some very interesting shapes for this one. Why would I want interesting shapes for a harbor if it isn't a harbor anymore? Because I think it looks pretty cool to have just the look of a harbor, but the fact that it isn't a harbor. So I think this is something very cool. So what you can just see me there is trying to adjust everything that I think looks good and looks kind of the same. And this was very fun to build actually. I also lost myself. Wait a minute, boys, thank you. I also kind of lost myself by placing all of these buildings later on, so I just wanted to record one episode and I had 6 hours of material, and I think right now, let me have a look, I've used just 2 hours for one video, so this will be about 3 videos, this whole part thing, and yes. And today it is basically mainly focusing on building the layout, as you can see there, with a small river, or we can call it canal, going through there, and the putting buildings in will be in this episode, and the next one there will be more of putting them in, because today is just the layout and building all the quay walls and stuff like this. So as you can see there, I was kind of looking to get these colors better, because they're again this bluish, and this is pretty bad I would say, but we can fix it with 2 different mods. We have this one to change road colors and the one to change all the road colors. So I think this worked out great, and yes. So a bit more about this modern idea that I got. As you can see there, I'm placing the first buildings, by the way. My idea was that I was looking at some pictures of some harbor areas in Germany and Austria, and it was just that a lot of the harbor is getting transformed into living space for the people, and just getting them some more spaces to live in and enjoy their lives. I like this thing that they are transforming them into a lot of green spaces and stuff like this, because we just have a lot of old harbors in Europe and also America, and they are sometimes well used, but sometimes they're just rotten away and just getting destroyed with the time, and no one is using them correctly or in any way actually. So I like this idea of transforming it into living space, because we will have a lot of problems in the world later on due to the fact that we don't have enough space for all the people. So this was something that I also wanted to achieve, just this kind of refurbed look, that you have reused something. And yes, this is a name of a company that I just took because it's quite a good example. They're doing the same thing with phones, so I thought we can also do this with living space, because it is basically that we have this space to live in and we aren't using it just like we should use it, in my opinion, because we will need a lot more of living space and spaces just to get out and relax a bit. And so this was something I want to do, because a lot of people think that it's very relaxing to be near the sea or watch the waves. So as you can see there, I'm right now filling in all the gaps and putting in all the canals, and with these quay walls I had some problems. It was actually 2 hours of me just placing the quay walls, so I cut out a lot of it. I've showed you some of them, how I built them here, And this was it then, because it's always the same technique. And yes, so as you can see there, I will move them there, and then I will adjust the heights. Then there is the problem that you would see the dirt due to the fact that it is making some weird things with our terrain. But we can fix this using our I think it's actually network, the terrain conforming network, and this is something very nice in my opinion, and it makes a very good look. So there was just like thinking about the heights of our water and the depths of it, because it's just like the problem for me that when I'm doing something like this to let it look realistically, and I found out that a lot of them aren't very steep, so I thought, okay, we can use this to make them even better with the sea defenses, so they also reach to the ground and not just like float in the air, because they would float in the air if I would take them just like in a normal way. And yes, as you can see there are two different types, and I had to search for the right ones, and this was kind of a struggle for me because I wanted to use the terrain conformings, but they were just doing bugs. So this meant I would have to use the other ones, and I also then there did it, but I wished I could use the other ones because then it wouldn't be so glitchy sometimes. You will see this in some seconds, it is then there sometimes very glitchy, and that's something that I had to fix with tool objects and placing blobbable asphalt and blobbable grass on the ground. And this also takes a lot of CPU, so it should just like don't do this all the time. And as you can see there, this one side is right now finished, and I had to do this for all of the parts. And yes, as you can see there, I was just like waiting for the water to go away again, because it was kind of hard to see something if the water is always going over it. So here you can just like see me having kind of a struggle to adjust all of them, because yes, it was kind of annoying sometimes, and I fixed it in the end, but it is something that I don't like that much, I have to say, because the heights sometimes change when you move the things, because there's also a mod for this to fix this, but it kind of don't work for me, and I'm not sure why, so we'll have to take a look at this. I'm sorry. So here you can just like see me just like building all of the terrain heights and fixing everything, and I think you've seen enough of this. So after about I think 1 minute, you will see me building something Ardes, because I've cut all of it out. It would have been a 40-minute video, and now it is a 28 minutes video, so I think this is a great improvement, and we can be very proud about this. So right there I placed some new apartments blocks, and this was also thought of me that there would be a lot of modern buildings that wouldn't be so high, because I think it is looking awesome to have not so many high buildings, just like some high buildings but not too many, and don't go overkill with them, because if you're going overkill with them, it isn't looking any special when you have one. So I wanted to get this feeling back. Here I was struggling because I wanted to have something kind of a marketplace, so I will be placing some markets in some seconds, but I will change them, I think. I will also have to look for more textures to put in the ground, so that we have something like a plaza, I would say, and this is something that I will have to learn how to build plazas, because I'm not good at it, and I want to improve my skills with this, because I don't just want to have there some things with some gray concrete and some plants. Although it might be realistic in something like this, because I will also place a lot of different walls that are just concrete, because it's kind of realistic. This is something that is happening quite a lot in some modern things like this, and I actually think it isn't looking too bad. So I will definitely put something like this in. So what you can see there is me building more quays, and I got there kind of crazy with them, because it is so extremely annoying to build them, I would say, because the water physics in this game are sometimes so extremely glitchy. It is really hard to use them and to get in touch with them without getting a big tsunami wave and annihilating all of your city. This will also happen later on, so yes. It will happen to do two buildings, but not too many, but it's was quite hard for me to look at it because I was placing all of them with a lot of love, and yes. So back what we're building another quay, and this thing was my intention. This would maybe something like a repair station for ships, and I will may put an old crane to the side of it as a monument later on, but this is something that I just thought about right now, and it may be put into the like scene, but I'm not sure about it. So just like again putting in grass and getting in everything in a great way, and trying to get everything to look good and natural and hide all the spots. So right now we're doing more great quays and plopping grass, but we will continue with community gardens. And what I mean with this is something kind of the idea of, I guess we can say it is the idea of having something good looking and just like something like a green space where all the people could work together, and this is something that is also happening in real time, so I wanted to add something kind of like this. There I was just like looking at my builds that I did until now in 11 parts, and I was thinking maybe I can get some of these vintage touches into the nearer pieces of the town, because this here on the waterfront will be a massive town. I want to have an extremely modern town and have this like cut off to this village where it is everything very old. So this is something that I will try to adjust in a good way that it is good looking, because I think this is actually quite realistic, because there are a lot of cities that are doing things like this and having some old stuff and then very big stuff later on. Just the way also very new stuff with bigger buildings and stuff like this. So there's thinking about something like in Mercedes Hall, because there's actually something in, I think it's Hamburg, where you have a Mercedes dealership right on the docks, and it's looking so epic. It's just like something like thing for advertisement, and it's looking so cool. So this is something that I wanted to add in, but it didn't fit in the end, and this will also be changed. You will see me use in 2 episodes an highway network that I love. It is very dense, and it isn't like so big like in Europe normally. It is extremely dense due to the fact that I want to have there a very crowded space, and this is intentional due to the fact that I want to have this here as a relax point, and this was something that I wanted to do there. So yes, we are coming to an end right now, so I will leave you for now and I will join you later on, but we will also add some more things and I will talk about them in the time when it's built. But for now I think it's quite nice, because just what I want to say is I want to have something really dense, and this dense area is quite realistic with a lot of concrete and just like extremely stuffed together things and cramped together. And then I want to have this like harbor there, like dockyard, that is something like a relaxation point for all the people where they can go and just chill out. Because I think it is a great idea to use like waterfronts for restaurants and buildings like this, and just like in general for people to use the space in a better way. So yes, I want to leave you for now, and I want to say thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I would appreciate you to consider liking this video, and if you haven't subscribed to me yet, I would appreciate if you would consider subscribing to me. It helps me a lot and it encourages me to make more videos. So yes, thank you. So bye, hopefully you'll have a great day, and hopefully see another video. I am back again. Hi, and we will right now build something that I will actually keep in a city, and these apartment blocks because I really like the look of them, and they're just like something that I wanted to build there because it's just like very cool looking, I think, and it is something that I want to have in a city. So also some darker colors of the buildings because not every building is white, but also something modern. So I like this like front there, and the waterfront is looking awesome after this one. So it is just like so cool to look at this waterfront, and I just like think every time when I see it, yeah man, this is it. This is what I wanted to achieve, and this is what I aimed for. And this is something kind of the feeling that I want to have more in my videos because sometimes it is that I'm not sure about it, and I actually rebuilt this about 4 times. So this is something that I may also want to do in other like areas of my city. So right now, as you can see there, I've just like placed the gasometer towers. These are some buildings that are in Austria and Vienna, and they were used to storage gas, and right now they are used for what are they called? They're used for apartments, and they have this like glass roof over them. So I'm actually not sure if they meant to be the Vienna ones, but they kind of look like it, so I wanted to take them. And as you can see, there I was looking at our population rate because we're nearly to 1,000, and this whole area has in the end about 1k people, and our other areas together had 200 people. So this is definitely the big city later on, and this will have a lot of traffic. So this was also then the idea for getting a highway in three in 2 episodes from now. I'm sorry. So yes, what you can just like kind of see me building there is something like trying out more buildings, and I will later on go for the wooden office because it is looking very cool. It's just like something kind of an economical thing. So I will build this in some minutes, and yes. So again, I want to say bye, and please enjoy the rest of the video and have a great day. So maybe see you in another video. Bye.